Do you want to know how to hang your curtains to make your windows and ceilings look taller? If so, this video is for you. Hey people, my name is Natalie Lee and I'm an interior designer here in Georgia. And I was actually looking for video ideas and I asked ChatGPT what you guys are out there looking for, and one of the top searches is how to hang curtains to make your windows and your ceilings look taller, which is a great question. Easy enough, I can answer that for you in a few minutes. So back in the day, the old school way, and stick around to the end of the video because I'm actually gonna take you throughout my house to show you examples of different curtain applications. So stick around. But as I was saying, is back in the day, people would just buy a curtain panel, sort of a standard size, throw the curtain rod up right by the window frame, hang the panel, and there you have it. So I'll try and insert a picture here of what I'm talking about. People didn't really care about if it touched the floor, so you'd have all different lengths of curtains being hung. There was a season where the curtain panel length would stop at the window frame, and then a lot of times, you know, you may even have it in your own house where you hang your curtain, but then you've got a gap between the bottom of the panel and your floor. Gone are those days. So my first tip is when you're getting ready to measure, make sure wherever you decide that your curtain rod will be, measure from the rod down to the floor. That is your very, very minimum length. So there's a couple different things you can do as far as puddling is concerned, meaning how much curtain touches the floor. You at least want it to touch the floor. The trick is you don't want to see any light between the bottom of the curtain panel and the floor. So make sure it at least touches. It can puddle a little bit, meaning gather a little bit at the bottom, or a larger puddle is where you can fold the curtain underneath and it gives it more of a rich look with a ton of fabric at the bottom. So I would say to you, anywhere between 4 and 8 inches of extra material at the bottom of your panel is sufficient. You want anywhere from a little one to a big one. So just have to look at the couple examples that I show you and see which style you like best for your space. So after you have the length and you realize, okay, we got to make sure it touches the floor, not every window is going to be able to handle the same thing. So I can't just come on here and say to you, hang your curtain rod right under your crown molding or right below your ceiling and then measure your curtains to the floor. That's not going to work in every application for different reasons. And again, I'll show you a couple different. So there's ways that you can do it, still elevate the eye, but not necessarily hang it all the way at the top. A lot of times you may want to come between the window frame and the ceiling. So I could keep rambling about all of this, but I think the best thing is to show you. I'm going to give you 3 examples. The first will be hanging the curtains all the way near the top of the ceiling. The second will be hanging it midway between the window frame and the ceiling. And then the third one will be another option that does not include curtains, because for the window I'm going to show you, curtains just wouldn't work, so we don't even need to think about it. So let's go take a look. Okay, so first up, here we are in my master bedroom, and as you see, this is the example of hanging your curtains basically as high as possible. We have them hung right below the crown molding there, so we just right below hung them down. And again, you want to have panels that are long enough. These are extra long so they can be puddled under, and all you do is just pick them up when you're cleaning and drop them back down. They kind of land in a puddle fashion. They don't have to be an exact match or perfectly placed. You see this one looks a little bit different. And another thing I did to draw the eye line up and make the ceiling feel higher in here is these vertical stripes. So you could do a complete vertical stripe all the way through the panel, but I just really like these simple black and white ones where the black was just on either side of the panel. And just because you hang curtains on one window doesn't mean you have to hang them on the others in the room. So if you swing around this way, you'll see over here, the other part of the bedroom is, I don't have any curtains on this window. This is a pretty narrow wall right there, so it wouldn't really function well to hang curtains there. I actually did at one point and I just really didn't like it. And what I achieved, I wanted sort of a flanking of the bed over in this area, so that works fine. Over here, I didn't need to do it. I just brought in some of the same colors and pattern, obviously over here, but there's no need to have a curtain on every single window if it doesn't make sense. Now, I do have blinds on here that we pull down and close at night, but during the day, we just open it all up, and it really, you know, does all it needs to do. So simple panels hung all the way to the crown and then puddled down at the floor. And like I said, this is what I would consider a heavy puddle. So let me take you to another part of the house where there's a different curtain situation. And next up, we are here in my kitchen space, eating space. So if you see, these are actually hung not quite to the same level as in the master bedroom. It's between the window frame and the crown molding. So there's a couple of reasons we decided to do this. Obviously, I wanted to elongate the view, make it feel a little taller and higher and more grand. But as you see over here, we have a window transom, and then on this side, we do not. So having them in between actually helps balance the space and feel a little more cohesive. And in the master, we had a heavy puddle, meaning there was a lot of excess material on the floor. But if you look over here, what I decided to do in the kitchen is just a light dusting. Obviously, kitchens are, heavy traffic spaces. I didn't really want to worry about a whole bunch of fabric sitting around on the floor. But if you see, the material actually does touch the floor. There's no gap between the floor and the material. That's what you want. So it can puddle just a little bit, just a little touch, but there's nothing, that can get trapped or anything there, get in the way. It's just a more functional way to do it for the kitchen. So I love this. And again, you can actually hang curtains in the kitchen. A lot of people don't ever even think to do that, but it adds a texture, a drama, helps the eye line go up, and I think it looks pretty good. And lastly, here we are in my living room. And I'm just showing you this because it just shows that not every window is set up for curtains. We actually do have tall ceilings in this room, so elongating the ceiling line isn't necessary, but the room next door is the kitchen. As you see there, those are the curtains that I just showed you. Over here, curtains wouldn't really make sense, so don't force a curtain in your home if it doesn't work. There's not a good spot for it to puddle, to hang. We've got decorative crown molding up here that we wouldn't really want to cover up. So an option here to give some of that fabric look is Roman shades. These are actual natural woven material, but you can do different fabrics as well that give you that warmth and the texture of a curtain without actually being a curtain. So if curtains don't work, there are other options and it will still look great. So that's it. Hope you guys feel more confident now in choosing how high you should be hanging your curtains to make your ceiling and windows look taller. I hope you guys like and subscribe. Come back. I'd love to give how-tos and information on all things interior design and construction. If you have a video that you'd love to see, please comment below and let me know, and I hope to see you soon.